Is your photography studio losing you money every slow season? Because I want to talk about something most photographers avoid until they're in panic mode: cash flow forecasting. If you've ever had a busy season with money rolling in, followed by a dead month where you're scrapping by, then this video is for you. My name is Travis Reynolds and I am a CPA, and I help photography studio owners run more profitable studios. If you're new here, please consider liking and subscribing. So now that we got that out of the way, your studio survival isn't just about how much money you make, it's about how you plan to use that money. And when you're in an industry that naturally swings with the seasons, such as weddings in the summer, and then you get crickets in the winter, you can't afford not to forecast. If you've ever felt like you're killing it in the fall only to wonder how you're going to pay rent come January, you're not alone. One month you're running around like crazy, back-to-back weddings, you got galleries to edit, invoices going out, and the next you're cleaning your lens caps just to stay busy. And yet, the bills never slow down. You got rent, you got software, insurance, subscriptions, all of it keeps coming. But here's the good news. Your income might be seasonal, but your paycheck does not have to be. And that is what cash flow forecasting is for. So let's keep it simple. The cash flow forecast is just a plan. You lay out what's coming in and what's going out month by month. So you can actually see the future before it hits. You'll finally be able to answer questions like, can I afford to upgrade my gear right now? Or will I make it through winter without draining my savings? Start with your expenses and break them into two buckets. You'll have a fixed and a variable one. Fixed expenses are your non-negotiables, such as your rent, Adobe subscription, your CRM tools like Honeybucket or Studio Ninja, your internet, your bills, and even, yes, your own paycheck. You are not an afterthought, so pay yourself like a real business owner. Variable expenses change based on how busy you are. Think like hiring a second shooter, you got lab fees, client gifts, travel. So go back and average these over the last year or two, or make your best estimate if you're newer. Now let's look at your income. Look at the last 12 to 24 months. What months were high and which ones were low? Don't just guess. Use your real numbers. If June always brings in $12,000 in weddings and January is more like $2,000 in newborn sessions, write that all down. Highlight the peaks and then plan for the dips. Now connect the dots. Take your starting bank balance, add your projected income, subtract your expenses, do that for each month and watch the pattern. If one month dips into dangerous territory, you've got time to do something about it, like running a promotion, delaying a big purchase, or saving extra during your strong months. Here's a simple example. Say February looks rough. Your income's gonna be $5,000 and your expenses are gonna be $10,000. That is a $5,000 shortfall. If you knew that back in November, you could have saved your $15,000 from December to cover it. Instead of stress, you'd have a plan. And please, build an operating reserve. I call mine the Sleep at Night Fund. Try to save at least 3 months worth of expenses, not just profit, expenses. That way, when life throws you a curveball, such as broken gear, a refund situation, a slow month, you've got cash to ride it out. I learned the hard way one year when I blew all of my busy season income on expenses such as software and a retreat. Come January, I was sweating bullets over rent. This is real talk. You did not get into photography to be stressed about money. You got into it because you love the work, and that's why this matters. Because when you are not managing your cash flow, your business might look successful on Instagram, but behind the scenes, it's hanging by a thread. Let's talk about real situations that hit photographers hard. One of my clients had a great year. Tons of sessions, tons of bookings, but when tax time came around, she had nothing saved. She owed $10,000 in taxes, and she was stunned. She assumed the gear she bought and the styled shoots she invested in would cover it, but they didn't, and she didn't forecast for it. Now, she sets aside 30% of every payment because it's just part of her cash flow plan. Another client realized she was charging too little. Her forecast showed that even her busy months couldn't cover her cost. She thought she had a successful studio, but she was basically working for $6 an hour after all those expenses. That was a wake-up call. She raised her rates and focused on higher value sessions. This was fewer shoots for more income. Now she's pretty profitable and not as busy and can spend more time on marketing to get more clients. So if your forecast shows red months, don't panic. That's a sign to make adjustments. Whether that's raising prices, cutting costs, or building a reserve, you got time if you can see it coming. Now I recommend doing a monthly or quarterly review of your forecasts. Take a couple hours, look at your numbers and ask, are we tracking as expected? Do we need to promote anything next month? Can we afford to invest in new gear? Is it time to give myself a raise? Your forecast is a living tool. It changes as your bookings change. It's not about being perfect, it's about staying proactive. You'll start running your studio like a business and not a side hustle. And if this stuff feels overwhelming, get help. Hire a CPA, even if just for a few hours. Bookkeepers and accountants aren't just for taxes. We help you see this stuff before it comes to a crisis. So here's your action step. Block off 2 hours this week. Create a 12-month forecast. Use a spreadsheet. List your income and expenses month by month. Spot any problem months. Then choose one action to take. Maybe that's saving more this month, or planning a promo, or finally increasing your rates. Just take one step, because when you start forecasting your cash flow, you'll finally be able to relax. You'll sleep better, you'll stop second guessing every expense, you'll start making strategic decisions, and you'll be running a real business. Save this video so you can refer back to it as you build your forecast. And if you want more help turning your studio into a truly profitable business, check out my other videos on pricing, taxes, and expense tracking. They all build on this foundation. So thank you so much for watching. I know your time is valuable, just like your light. If you got value from this video, please comment if you want help, and subscribe for more ways to grow a thriving photography business. Until next time, stay focused, stay profitable, and keep creating. You've got this.